Kyle Hoto Reed here with FashCam. We're outside of the Gladstone Hotel here in Toronto for the Contact Photography Festival. We're going to be speaking with Ian Willms, top New York Times photographer and co-founder of Boreal Collective. Let's go on inside and talk with a few cool people and check out some art.
As soon as I found photography as a medium that worked for me, I knew that I had to do it. I was in love with the medium before I was a mature photographer. I just knew that I needed to make pictures and I needed to figure out how to express the feelings that I wanted to, how to tell the stories that I wanted to through pictures, and that was just a matter of practice.
There was a story that I read where it said you wanted to get lost in the world and you even went hitchhiking, and it kind of represented that you were a nomad.
Understanding is all about context, it's all about education and knowledge, so I see travel as a way to educate myself. I've never been an academic. I've much preferred the school of the road.
Getty Images and the New York Times. I mean, you're a well-published photographer. How did you kind of come down that path?
One step at a time, working for my local newspaper in Kitchener, and then started coming to Toronto and working for the newspapers here. Eventually got into freelancing for magazines and NGOs in Canada, and then I started traveling and working for larger publications.
I met Ian at Perpignan, which is a festival that happens in the south of France every year. It's a photo festival. He came to show me his work. It touched me personally, and we started talking about his work, talking about the people he's involved with here in Canada, and that really made me want to connect with the group, and from that grew a relationship that turned into me becoming a part of the collective.
Boreal Collective was formed in 2010 with myself and 4 other photojournalists. We wanted to find a place for photography that existed between journalism and art. We really wanted to pursue this way of storytelling that was somewhat conceptual or lyrical or poetic, and we needed to just support each other.
Do you have a journalism background in terms of writing, or do you guys have an editor-in-chief? Because the storytelling as well as the imagery all match and correspond so well.
There is a certain amount of collective editing that happens. Some of us know that we're not as good at writing as others, so maybe we'll share the pieces that we're trying to put together and get opinions on it and polish it.
We all have our own ventures, or even ventures with other people that are not part of the collective, and it all feeds into our group. It all informs us, it all pushes us really to create great projects.
Collectives today are much more simple, they're much more grassroots compared to more established collectives from the early half of the 20th century that are run more like businesses.
We're really just like a family. Like, I talk to those guys more than I talk to my regular family, you know, and just emailing back and forth and just bouncing ideas, showing new photos, and it's really keeping each other motivated and informed and just trying to help each other wherever we can, you know.
I saw the community and how dynamic it was, how strong it was, and how together it was, which you don't see in a lot of places. Even in Montreal, I have a lot of friends that are photographers there. They came to Toronto and they were amazed by what we had here.
What was the tipping point for you guys where you're just like, okay, we got it, we found our formula?
We're still waiting for that tipping point. But no, like, we've been amazed just at the response that we've got. You know, we just had this event here at Contact, which a year ago we wouldn't have ever anticipated. It's just created a great momentum behind us.
Your images are very rich in color, but they're also very dark in context. How did you find yourself with that aesthetic? Is that something that you've always had, or is that something that you had to groom over the years and time?
It's just work that I feel good producing. It's an outlet for my own thoughts and my own feelings, and I like to tell certain stories because I'm interested in them, and I'm just more interested in these subjects and these stories. I like working in these environments. I find them engaging, I find them inspiring. When I look at the pictures after the fact, I feel more satisfied with them. I'm not against doing work that's more bright and more cheery, but at this stage, it's just what I wish to express.